Hey guys, CJ here with the first review we've done in a little while, and it is not a review of a single comic, rather it is the review of a full season. And yes, this is Think Tank, and most of you probably haven't heard of it. A few of you who are familiar with Top Cow and their books and follow them pretty regularly will have heard of it. But definitely it is worth your time, because simply this is the best series you're not reading. Some of you might remember that we did an interview with Matt Hawkins, or Josh did. I was the cameraman for that. And he is just a brilliant guy. I actually regret not fully reading it. I'm just getting caught up on it, and I actually just finished the season today. But definitely go check it out. I decided that I had to make a review of it to get the word out there just on how good it is. And like I said, this is the best series you're not reading. And there are reasons for that, and I'll address those reasons. But stop whatever you're doing and go to Top Cow's website right now. And pause this video, go there. I put the link in the description and download the first issue. They released it for free to try and drum up interest. You'll thank me for it. And there are no spoilers in this review, because I cover 12 issues, and to do full spoilers, this video would probably, go really, really long, and I want to keep it short to see, just to, tell you guys about it and get you interested so that you go and check it out and read for yourself, because reading it for yourself is really rewarding. Now, a quick synopsis. The story revolves around Dr. David Lauren. He's a brilliant 27-year-old child genius turned technology developer working for DARPA, which is the Advanced Research Division of the U.S. military. And he was recruited at a young age, and he showed his brilliance, like I said, as a child. He's got an IQ of something like 205, which is crazy. So much like he's a lot like Tony Stark in the movie Iron Man. There are a lot of comparisons that we can get in for that, and I'll talk about those later as well. But one of the big ones is he regrets the extent that his work has been manipulated by the government. Except in this case, it's not terrorists using his tech; it's his own government. And pros. So let's dive into some of those pros. He's a likable asshole character, very much like Tony Stark, but not mired in alcohol. And that's one of the things that I love, is that he's very much Tony Stark-like. I'm a big fan of Iron Man. And it really escapes the cliche, because he's also the nerd that we wish we all were. He's not Tony Stark, where he feels like a frat boy with some intelligence. He's actually a nerd that's just charismatic. And he's a big part of why this book works. And there's another pro, brilliant writing by Matt Hawkins. He definitely understands this character, which makes sense, because if you ever talk to the guy and read the series, you'll see that he's written a lot of himself into the guy. It's definitely a passion project for him. He really loves doing this. And which is why I wanted to succeed so much, because he's a great guy and it's a great series. But he develops a great story based around real science, which brings me to my next point, which is it's a driven plot guided by real and often frightening science. And if you were distrustful of the government before, after all the NSA scandals and, Edward Snowden, you will be even more so now. And if you find some of the tech parts unbelievably, without fail, really, most of the weapons and science are all based in modern real-world tech that's been researched and tested. And one of the best parts of this story is the science class section at the end of each issue, where he breaks down everything that was used in the series, from drones to a particular gun to even at one point in the series there's a mind-reading thing that actually is real and is been developed today. So go check that out. The story, it gets global towards the end. It becomes big, and that's where a lot of comics falter and fall. It happened with The Dark Knight Rises as a movie example. It's the first thing that came to my mind. But Hawkins, he keeps up, brilliantly, and he crafts what is really a thrilling plot full of political intrigue. And without spoiling anything, we get real close to World War III. It's narrowly averted, but there's a lot to look forward to in season 2, just in terms of where the characters are at the end of that story, and there's a lot left unanswered. So let's go to some cons. It almost feels like I missed a chapter between issues 4 and 5. This is a very specific thing. I'm going to get specific and go bigger. Once again, without spoiling anything, the setting, as well as some major characters throughout and ideas, changes. It's not without its viable reasons, but it is a leap that could have been explained with an in-betweener issue. And as a little bit of a bigger con here, it starts as a bit cliche in its premise. The government is corrupt and evil. That's something we see a lot, especially nowadays. But it seems to have reconciled that towards the end, with it seeming like it's only certain sects of the government. But I'm also not one for the argument that something is bad just because it's cliche, or that certain parts have been done before. And in this case, I think the idea of a malevolent and imperialistic government, while it has been done before, it's believable as a result of recent events, and most I guess the reason that it works so much is because of Hawkins' really brilliant writing. And the art here, it's not necessarily a con, it's different. It's not really the best art ever, but it's not also bad. It's not Alex Ross. Ross on Ekdal is the name of the guy that does the art, and he's actually really good. The one part that scares me a little bit is there's, some of the eyes in the close-up look like Majin Buu eyes, if that makes sense. You'll laugh, but you'll see it when we get there. He's no Alex Ross, but really, who is? It's great art regardless. So that does it for pros and cons, but, I want to talk a little bit about the issues surrounding it. Critics around the web love it. Just do a quick search and you'll find there are a lot of like-minded folks that believe this to be the best thing since sliced bread. So why isn't it getting read? There are a lot of things, a lot of thoughts on the matter across the web, a lot of things, a lot of theories, a lot of possibilities. Personally, I think probably the best one is the fact that it bears the Top Cow masthead. Now, some of you industry, vets, you guys with experience in comics, especially with Image, might know Top Cow. For those who don't know it, it's the creative sister company. It's more of a, a child subsidiary behind of Image, and it's behind some very well-known comics, primarily the Darkness series and Witchblade. It also had a hand in bringing Lara Croft to comics. And there have been multiple crossovers with Marvel characters. I think it was the Punisher and Witchblade crossed over, and Wolverine crossed over into the Darkness. But it's been around since 1992. And while this has the potential to be the next great book put out by them, and there's another great series called Aphrodite 9 that's going on right now, Top Cow may not be the best-known company around, and it often gets overshadowed by DC, Marvel, and even its own much bigger sister, if you can call it that. Another big issue that I've seen brought up is that the book is in black and white, and that hasn't mattered for some books like The Walking Dead. It could definitely help the art a lot by being in full color, and it could probably attract a lot more readers. And Hawkins and Ekadol seem to have picked up on that, and they'll be releasing season 2 in color as well as the little in between, which is called Think Tank Fun with PTSD. It comes out in May, I think May 27th, if I'm not mistaken. So that about wraps it up. Definitely go pick this up. It's got it all. It's got an intelligent plot. It's got great writing. It's got really good humor, and the real world message is extremely pertinent today. And also, if you like science, go look at it. It's got, everything. And even if you don't like science, I'm pretty sure you'll be interested by this because it's also got a lot of action as well. I give the first season of Think Tank a 9 out of 10 and look forward to seeing what season 2 brings. So signing off, this is the White Sheep, aka CJ, and see you next time.